It's week 0, and we're back live on the Big Mountain for a special anniversary edition.
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary!
2 years. Who'd have thunk it? My wife would have said, like, you guys are going to be done in, like, 2 weeks.
Yes, yeah.
And here we go. We're trugging right along. Over 5,100 subscribers, Steve, on our little pod that we call the Big Mountain.
Amazing.
And I almost have 2,500 followers on X, where I get frisky with it.
Ooh.
And I get some people that like to troll me.
Yeah, they call you. I saw someone on X. They called you a clown.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a clown. But man, we got a lot of our members already in. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We're going to do power rankings. We're going to start with those. The first of several that we will do. This is preseason Big Mountain power rankings. We'll talk about those in a minute. We have our new Mount Rushmore. So we were talking about this before we went live. Our 4 Mount Rushmore mountain folk dwellers are going to be moved off the mountain. Those are A.D. Dickey and A.D. Classy, as well as attorneys Rohan and McKenzie. Mm-hmm. They're going to be moved off the mountain and moved into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I love it.
Along with our Player of the Year last year, Ashton Genty. So effective tonight, we have 5 individuals in the Big Mountain Hall of Fame, and we will unleash and show you who is now going to be atop the Big Mountain Mount Rushmore.
Love it, love it.
We also have, you can see on the screen, we're running a little special right now on our store. You can get 10% off when you use the code TBM2. TBM2. That's a clip right off of our store. And now through Friday, if anybody's interested in any of our merch, go to the website. It'll be in the link of the description. It's in the descriptions of every one of our videos. You can go back and find it in any of our videos. Go to it. See what you like. 10% off on us. Happy anniversary.
And great anniversary sale. And it's a way to thank our members, our subscribers, our viewers, by giving a discount. And I had a couple people ask me, where can they get a hat? And I said it's on our merch store. So now's the best time. 20% off.
This one right here. We got this. This is the exact one that you can get. And later on this evening, we will give away a hat to one of our anniversary live dwellers.
Love it.
It's on order. I don't have it. But we're going to give one of these suckers away, as well as some other good stuff. I'm writing people's names down and putting them in our hat so I can pull names out of the hat. Because, we're high-tech like that.
I love it. I see James Delaney on... So he says go Irish, and if I remember correctly, he's also a North Dakota State fan, a Bison fan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got to get rumbling. What are we doing then, Steve? We're going to do picks.
Yeah.
We're going to do picks.
Week 0 picks.
Week 0 picks.
Picking games. We're actually picking games now.
I actually have a couple week 1 picks that I'm going to pick tonight because there's lines that I really, really like.
Okay.
And, yeah, so I think we've got 6 total games we're going to pick later on. We're going to talk a little bit about some realignment news. I mean, we're just chock-a-block full of stuff. I mean, it's a Wednesday, so things happen on a Wednesday.
Mario is enjoying the pod with a Stella Artois this evening. I love when our dwellers, they tell us what they're drinking. I'm drinking a Dweller Brew tonight.
That's right.
We're both drinking a New Trail State Light, one of our Dweller Brews. So this one... goes to support Happy Valley United. So another Dweller Brew.
And I'm writing down everyone's names. I know we have almost 30 people right now. We're still very early on. Make sure you say quick hello in the chat so you can get into the hat and maybe get some goodies. And thank you. I saw friends call me Sean says congrats guys. Thank you so much. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we have somebody, I got to get Brad's name in here.
JH is back from vacation and back with us.
Absolutely. We're going to talk a little bit about the pack here a little bit later, but at this point, I'm going to put up a poll to get us going. We're going to have, I think, 5 polls tonight. I got a whole script so that hopefully I stay on target, on track, and I'm not going to. But so far, I'm batting 1,000. I'm 2 for 2.
Hey.
Poll number 1. Why are you a Big Mountain dweller?
Ooh.
I have you 4 choices. Big 10 coverage, Mountain West coverage, Pac-12 coverage, college football picks.
I think I know which one. We started this for college football picks.
That's what it was started for.
I think I know which one's going to win this. I'm not going to say anything though.
Well, we'll find out here in a little bit. We'll leave that up. Are we ready to? Let's leave that up for a little. Make sure you get your votes in. Mm-hmm. Are we ready to go to the power rankings? I will start. We do this the same way. I color coded it for you, Steve.
Well, Mario says go Lobos. So do we want to start there?
Mm-hmm. So I had to take a sip of my Dweller brew.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's start with our power rankings. This is preseason power rankings. For those that don't know what we do on the Big Mountain, we take all the Big Ten teams, all the Mountain West teams. We sprinkle in the Pac-2 and a little bit of Seminole, Florida State in there. So we got 33 teams that we're going to talk about, and I'm going to go from 21 or from 33 up to 21. So kind of the bottom third-ish. Here's what we got, Steve, and then we'll talk about them. Down at the very bottom, we apologize, Go Lobos, but this is where you're going to start the preseason poll for us. New Mexico at 33, then working our way up, Utah State and Nevada there at 30. Actually tied for 30, Purdue and Nevada. We have a tie for 30, the only tie we have. Purdue and Nevada. Then we've got Northwestern at 29, San Diego State at 28, then Washington State down here at 27, Colorado State at 26. Then we got Maryland, Fresno State, Wyoming, Wisconsin, and then just out of our top 20, Air Force coming in at 21. So we had a couple teams here that we did not agree on.
Yeah.
What do you think about that bottom list, Steve?
Well, I think the bottom list is very fair. I mean, those are all teams that either struggled in the Big Ten or struggled in the Mountain West or expected to struggle a little bit. Or just have some uncertainties about them.
Yep.
Now, I'll let you talk about specifically about the ones we disagreed on, but I think, especially at the very beginning of the season, but we always have this kind of problem is it's hard to compare the conferences.
Very hard.
Where the teams slot in. So like the kind of where the bottom of the Big Ten slots in with the bottom of the Mountain West. And then you'll see later kind of at the top. Those top Mountain West teams, where do they slot in comparison to the Big Ten? So that's kind of where we differ, and it's just hard. It's difficult there. But I think overall, like if you look at this group, I don't think there's any like super surprises. A team like Wyoming, we both think they're going to do better this year, but they're coming off a year where they struggled.
Right.
A team like Colorado State. And maybe even a Washington State had, decent years last year, but we're thinking they could struggle this year. And then obviously teams like Northwestern and Purdue, who are just, unfortunately, and the Lobos rebuilding, and Northwestern and Purdue just also kind of just rebuilding, just continuing to struggle. So I think it's a very fair bottom group.
Yeah, I'm sure if we had any Ram fans here, they would tell us Colorado State at 26 is far too low. We'll see. We'll see what they got this year. I question how they're going to do. I mean, they've got a great quarterback. They do still have talent, but they have a harder schedule. That is a team I think maybe that we have down here in the bottom that could, eventually work its way up. I'm not going to talk about 21, 22. They're right there out of the top 20. Obviously, they're close. But I would say Colorado State maybe the team that we have the lowest here that could work their way up.
I do want to say something actually about 21, not necessarily about the position they're in, about Air Force, because regardless of what position we have them in, they're a team that really struggled last year, and they don't necessarily get the benefit of the transfer portal like a lot of other programs, so they're kind of stuck with what they had. So there is a theory out there that last year was just kind of in the recruiting cycle was a down year as far as like not very many guys with experience.
Yep.
And they got a lot of experience. And so now this year could really be a massive uptrend again with them.
Yes, for sure. So the three teams you and I disagreed on, the one team we had disagreed on the most of anyone in this entire poll was Maryland. Mm-hmm. And I was a little surprised. You had them up in 23. I had them all the way down in 30 because I know you were not very big on them. So I was surprised to see that you had them at 23. The other ones that we were pretty different, Wisconsin and Northwestern. I had actually Northwestern up a little bit higher, and I always have because I always give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yes. You have a soft spot in your heart.
I have a soft spot from 2 years ago, so probably not too surprising. But those were those. So anything else, sir? Or do you want to move to our middle pack?
Yeah, I think we can move on at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to William Davis. He's saying hello from Tarleton State. He's a Texan down there. That's awesome. All right, let's move up into our second group. I'll let you have it. This is 11 through 20.
Yeah, so this group, I mean, again, this is really kind of that middle of the pack group. We have some spots in here where some Mountain West teams are going to start to slot in. So right out of the gate, number 20, we have Michigan State at 20, and then we have Hawaii at 19, Oregon State, the Beavs at 18, Rutgers at 17, UCLA at 16, Florida State at 15, San Jose State slots in the Big Mountain Power Rankings at 14, and then we've got Nebraska at 13, UNLV at 12, and Minnesota at 11. So we're starting to see, some of the higher Mountain West teams slot in.
Right.
And that's, at least in one case, in this group, where we ran into one of our bigger disagreements.
Yes, I'm sorry. Our wonderful computer has shut down, and I need to get all of our people on here. So anyway, but I'm listening to you.
Yeah, so I'll talk a little bit here about some of that. So first of all, Hawaii in there, I was pleasantly surprised that we both had them up there in that middle group. I expect a lot of things from them this year. Florida State, they're just so hard to figure out. They're not a Big Ten. They're not a Mountain West team. They had such a disappointing year last year.
Right.
Coming off of nearly undefeated, basically an undefeated season the year before that. And it's just really hard to see where they're at this year. We did do a preview with Doug and TJ.
Yes.
And they have a pretty favorable schedule early in the season. So, it really hard. I had them at 12. You had them at 18. This is one of our bigger disagreements. And, I'm probably just in general higher on Florida State, and you're pretty down on Florida State. Kind of the opposite of where you're at with Northwestern.
I wouldn't say I'm down on them, but they have a lot to show me before I'll be up on them.
Yes.
So yes, they're more of a show me. I mean, I was I was kind of surprised about Maryland. I was really surprised you had Florida State at 12.
Yeah.
That I was surprised by that.
Well, just like it's hard to kind of figure out and that's why this is fun. It's tricky to figure out where the Mountain West and the Big Ten teams slot in, and then you throw a wild card like Florida State.
Right.
It's a little easier, I think, with Oregon State and Washington State because they basically played a Mountain West schedule last year. So we kind of know, where to slot them in a little bit more.
They were easy last year. They will not be easy this year.
They'll be tougher this year.
They only play a few Mountain West teams this year. So it made complete sense to have that. And Florida State, they were like a rock.
Yes.
We just couldn't get them down low enough.
So one of the other,
you kept picking them.
Yes, I did. Yes. So one of the other ones that we were a little bit far off on was San Jose State. Honestly, I think where they ended up at 14 is probably really good. Mm-hmm. You had them all the way up at 10.
I did. I like them.
Yeah, I had them down at 16. And I think 14, like right there in the middle. That's usually how things work out. One of us is a little too high, maybe, and one of us a little too low.
Yep.
And it evens out.
Yep.
And 14 is a good spot for them because if they go on a run where they get into the Mountain West Championship game, we could easily see them jumping into that top 10, which would put them in a good spot to compete for a CFP spot. So, we were 6 off on that, but I think very fair where they came out at 14.
Yeah.
A couple teams I wanted to mention in here. Big Ten teams, Minnesota and Nebraska. Mm-hmm. We have those at 11 and 13. These are two teams that I think are really trending up this year. I like them. And I could see them jumping up as well if they maybe exceed expectations a little bit.
Okay.
Anything jump out at you in there?
I think you hit it right. Sorry, I finally got our stupid computer up and running again. But yes, I think you're right about San Jose State. I think right here at round 14 is makes sense. I may be a little aggressive getting them in the top 10. And I think Florida State at 15 right now until we see what they're going to be like this year. I certainly don't want them any higher than 15 in our ranking. So
to me, San Jose State this year is kind of like a UNLV of last year, where like there's a lot of potential. They have some opportunities.
Right.
Like they could move up and be a player in that, in not only a player for the Mountain West Championship, but a player that kind of comes out of nowhere to, be a contender for that G6 CFP spot.
There's a lot of teams here that we like, that I think we could see, we would say we could see them moving up into the top 10. I think UNLV could get there. Nebraska potentially could get there. And, you got Oregon State here at 18. Depending on what they do this season, they could be moving up pretty well, too.
I'm really intrigued by Hawaii. They have an opportunity coming right out of the bat to get a P4 win against, I think, was a P4 team that's going to struggle this year, but still would be a good resume builder. So I'm really intrigued about Hawaii this year.
Well, I'm going to be picking the Hawaii-Stanford game here in just a little while. I won't let that cat out of the bag yet. Let's close the poll, and then we'll get to our top 10. So, what does it say here, Steve? It says Mountain West coverage, 42%, Pac coverage, 26%, Big Ten coverage, 21%, and our picks, 10%.
Yes.
And that's why we started the channel.
Yeah, it is. But you know what?
But that's not what it's what we still do.
Yes,
but we're much bigger than just
because you can only pick games 4 months a year, and there's 8 other months. And it does not surprise, Mountain West does not surprise me. I was interested to see the split between the Pac and the Big Ten, because we got really hot and heavy in Pac coverage right away.
Yeah.
Out of the gate when the old Pac collapsed and we were covering the lawsuit and stuff. So doesn't really, none of that really surprises me.
Well, for whatever reason you're here, we are very glad that you are here.
Absolutely.
And we're going to keep doing it as long as we're having fun.
We even got a Notre Dame fan here, so.
Well, there you have it. All right, what does Rommel say? He says, who are the schools that said no to the Montana's Dakota states? They deserve to be spanked.
Everybody but Wyoming?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I listened to AD, the Wyoming AD, and he made a comment that, and of course, Wyoming is basically the same thing as the Dakotas and the Montana's. I mean, let's be honest. They're not really the same thing as and I'm not saying it was UNLV, but they're not UNLV. They're not San Diego State. They're not, so I don't know. He didn't say who it was, but not overly surprising that there probably wasn't a total consensus on that. I don't think it means it's dead. And he was really more just speaking about Wyoming. They fit great with us. It would be wonderful. I don't think it was really. I don't want people to take that out of context too much. Right.
And what he was saying may have been a little old news. That might have been 6 months ago, whatever. I don't know. I didn't hear the full context.
Yeah.
Where now we see ESPN announcing they're going to be featuring some of those teams at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. I mean, those are, and this was an ESPN event, like PR, ESPN PR, the mothership was putting these out. So there's obviously a lot of value in those teams, in those matchups.
For sure. Rumbling makes a good point. We don't have all of our viewers, our thousands of viewers, 5,000 subscribers taking
just our
this
live
poll.
viewers.
Just people that are joining us for this live episode. You know what? Before we get to the top 10, Steve, let's do our first giveaway, because we're going to get too far into this sucker.
Let's do it.
And I'm going to forget what we're going to do. So I'm going to mix these all up. I actually did names. Oh, I got 2 there. All right, here we go. We got Hard Rockin' Trivia Show.
Oh.
He is on quite often.
Yes.
A very good loyal dweller who is often on our live episodes. So Hard Rockin', here's what I need you to do. I need you to send us an email, thebigmountain3@gmail.com. That is the number 3. thebigmountain3@gmail.com. Send us an email. I need your address. You're going to get a koozie. You're going to get all of our stickers, 5 different stickers. And the infamous, the much prized best giveaway at the media days for the Mountain West, a poker chip.
That was the hottest item, the big ticket item that everybody wanted, was those big mountain poker chips. That might even be one of the ones that Coach Dan Mullen was sitting there.
Dan Mullen may have played with his poker chip.
He might have played with that poker chip.
Absolutely. I should have had him sign one. We could have given that sucker away.
Awesome.
We're full of good ideas.
Auction it off to UNLV fans.
So anyway,
highest bidder.
We'll do more of those. Hard Rockin', send us an email. I'll put you back in, because you could win again. You could win again. We'll do another one of those, and we'll do a hat later on. So let's get to the top. Well, let's get to the next group. The next group, we're going to do 6 through 10. We're going to we're going to milk this sucker.
Love it.
So 6 through 10, Steve. Number 10, and we got to talk about this team.
Yes.
Michigan. Number 10.
Yep.
Michigan. And then at 9, we have Iowa. Boise State, the highest Mountain West team that we have, comes in at 8. And then USC at 7. And Washington, a team you really like, at 6.
Yes.
So I'm going to throw it to you. Michigan, you had them all the way up in 8th. I had them at 13th. I'm a little disappointed that they're in our top 10. I'm not going to lie. But speak to me about that you had them at number 8.
Yeah, so this is a team, Michigan. I really struggled with this as far as where to rank them, especially against some of like the middle of the pack Big Ten teams, and then also against some of the top Mountain West teams.
Yep.
Just because they have so much talent. They still are a really talented team. They've been bringing in 5-star recruits. They're a very talented team. But I'm expecting a big drop-off. So it's one of those things where they're starting out in our top 10, but I would expect them to drop. It's like I feel like I just needed to put them up there just for they're 2 years removed from a national championship.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, they play UNM. I'm sorry, that was rude. We're talking about 2025, not 2023.
Well, it's funny you say that, because when we talk about teams like Ohio State and Oregon, you like to say how you give them the benefit of the doubt.
We're talking about Michigan right now.
Okay, we are talking about Michigan. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you can say that here in a few minutes.
Yes.
I don't know what the heck I was going to say.
I put you on tilt.
So I know. Here's what I was going to say. So I know. So UNM plays Michigan in week 1. I can tell you right now, Mario is going to be gung ho that the Lobos are going to throw a massive upset. Do you know who they play in week 2? I'm putting on the spot.
Week 2. Let's see.
Is it somebody good, or is it
No, I don't
Sister
know.
Mary of the Poor?
Well, they have Oklahoma coming up very early in the season.
Oh, that's right.
That
might be week 2.
I think that's actually week 3, because the Coach Moore has suspended the first 2 games, which I think they're both pretty cupcake opponents. Sorry, Lobos fans. And then he's allowed to come back for week 3, which is Oklahoma.
Okay, well, whatever it is.
Sorry, Mario.
My point was going to be, this may be, if Oklahoma was week 2, this may be the only time they're in the top 10 all season.
Right.
But we shall see. Yeah. All right. And then Boise there at 8. I think that's a fair placement. I had them all the way up in 5. I had them in the top 5 in the Mountain West. In our rankings, you had them down in 11th, outside of the top 10. I would thought you were maybe a little hard on them. But I at least, 8, 7, 8, 9 here with them. All good. And I know there's some teams here with Washington, with Iowa that you're pretty high on this year. So... and USC. I shouldn't leave them out.
Yes.
I crap on them. You like them too. So getting them in with these teams that you're pretty high on, I think is fair enough.
It is, and for me, I think, and I'm high on Boise this year. I picked them to be the G6 representative in the CFP.
Yeah.
I think that they will get solidly within the top 10. They will be solidly within the top 10 probably all season.
Okay.
Knocking on that top 5 door. But I will say at the beginning of the season, I think they have a little bit to prove of what are they without Genty. I mean, he was our Big Mountain Player of the Year last year.
Right.
The People's Heisman winner. To me, I'm going out there on a limb. He is going to lead the NFL in rushing this season. He will be the rushing champ this season.
Is there a prop bet
Guarantee
for that?
it. I'm sure there is.
Damn.
I'm sure there is. They just have a little bit to, and I think they're going to come out and prove it. I expect them to come out and show up against Notre Dame early in the season. I think they'll take care of their out of conference schedule. But at the beginning of the season, for me, they need to prove a little bit.
So talk about rumblings here. He says, is Iowa going to have an offense? We were just talking about that before we went live.
Yeah.
Answer that question.
Yeah, so I'm really big on Iowa this year, even bigger now a couple weeks later than when we did our preseason predictions and our over-unders and our exact records. I'm hearing a lot of buzz that Gronowski, I think is how you pronounce his name, 2-time national champion winner at South Dakota State. The dude is just a player. He honestly reminds me of one Trace McSorley a couple years ago from Penn State. There's a lot of rumblings coming out of camp that he's playing really, really well. And that is really what they have been lacking. They're probably going to have a good defense. Their defensive line is sneaky good. I think they're going to be good on both sides of the ball, on the lines. They're going to run the ball well. They're going to play good special teams. What have they been missing is really good quarterback play. And I think they have somebody special. They got a dude this year. And if they can keep him healthy, I think he's going to be really good. And that's why I have Iowa up there pretty high.
Okay. We got a bunch of new people popping in here, new to this. Carla, politician and gamer Andy. I don't remember him before, but he's asking if Boise State's going to kind of fall off without Ashton Genty. I don't think they're going to fall off much at all. I think they have a really good running back room. I love their quarterback. They're still, to me, the best team in the Mountain West. But we are doing giveaways, so I did just add these new people into our hat. We'll be giving more stuff away. And Eric, he helped us out. He's got a star beside his name. He's our newest member here with the Big Mountain.
Oh, yeah. Eric.
And he says Oklahoma is week 2 because I believe they were taking more 3 and 4.
Oh, maybe.
So maybe now because they added one, is it 1, 3, and 4? The whole thing's crap.
Yeah,
but anyway, so week 2, Oklahoma, if they get that L, we'll be doing our next power ranking after week 2, and they'll be dropping out of the top 10.
Big Mama 69 says that Genty won't be close to the rushing total. Oh, I beg to differ, young Big Mama.
Big Mama.
Pete Carroll is the new coach in Vegas, and that dude likes to run the ball. Genty is the perfect running back for that offense, so I will take that bet every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Will in the house, collegiate athletics advocate, wishing us a happy anniversary. Thank you, sir. It was great to meet you out there in Vegas, and thank you for popping in on our live anniversary episode. Hard Rocking, it is the Big Mountain 3, the number 3. The Big Mountain 3 at gmail.com. I'm just gonna put Will. I'm not writing, or I could put CAA in there. He goes into the hat. All right, let's get to the top 5, Steve. You're up.
Okay. So at number 5, I've got the Oregon Ducks. Sorry JEH, but Oregon. I mean, they still have quite a bit of talent on that team. I think they'll have a good running game. They got a really, really good running back. I think their offensive line is still good. I think they'll be able to run the ball. I think they have enough talent to at least start in the top 5.
Yes.
The big question mark with them is going to be their quarterback play. Dante Moore, the former 5-star, coming up. He was the transfer from UCLA, was kind of a bust at UCLA, does not have a ton of experience. We'll see. JEH says, F the Ducks. I got to start him at number 5, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they were, out of the top 5 teams, they were the first one to drop out, which it shouldn't be surprising because they're number 5.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Everybody can see the top 5. We'll talk about them here in a minute. For those that are members, member-only episode number 1 recorded today will drop maybe on Friday, whenever the heck I get around to producing it. But if you're a member, you get an episode. Steve and I talk about some teams that, we're a little concerned about.
Yes.
I'm not going to say Oregon's one or not. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to say, if you're interested in a little extra content, become a member, you get a little extra content.
We talk about a few potential disasters in the Big Ten and a few potential disasters, or at least potential disappointments in the Mountain West.
There you go. All right, keep going. Number 4.
Number 4, Illinois. Luke Altmaier coming back. They were a 10-win team last year, like the quietest 10-win team of any Power 4 team last year. It boggles my mind. They had a better resume and a better record than a bunch of those SEC teams that ESPN and Paul Feinbaum just love to talk about and all that stuff. Illinois was a pretty solid team last year. They got a lot of production coming back. They have their experienced starting quarterback coming back. I love the trend that they're on. I think this is going to be the peak of their current cycle.
That's the peak?
They're nearing the peak this year. Yeah, they will be at the peak of this current cycle for Illinois. And I expect them to compete for a Big Ten championship, and that's why I have them number 4 in our Big Mountain Power rankings. The next team,
Can I say?
Yes.
I love that our producer split views this.
Yes.
I'm done. Go ahead.
No. And again, I'm gonna say.
Look, he put our email down there. There you go. There you go, Hard Rockin'. He's got it on the screen for you.
So we've made a lot about our 2-year anniversary. We've talked about that. It was a special discount for our members and all that kind of stuff for our viewers. But we wouldn't be where we are today without our producer, PWB. Not only is he's one of our best friends, but he's the best producer that we could possibly get on our budget.
They're gonna see how cool he is when we get to our Mount Rushmore here in about 5 more minutes.
Exactly.
And clearly lost some interest in this because everything I've been saying now is anything but the power rankings. So,
Yes.
JY, stay focused. We got three more teams.
Okay. So the next team, this is the team that broke the minds of the SEC. SEC fans going crazy about Indiana. They were 11-1 last year. They had a top 35 schedule in the country. Everything was made of them having this easy schedule. They beat the defending national champions, Michigan Wolverines, last year. So I have Indiana Hoosiers coach Kirk Cignetti at number 3. I honestly think so. Their schedule is not quite as easy as it was last year. They had an easy road through the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Their schedule is a little harder this year, but I think their roster is better. I have them at number 3 because to me, this is if all these teams played each other, who would win? Mm-hmm. And the only two teams that I have in my mind that would definitely beat them would be Penn State and Ohio State. I think they can beat every other team on here in a neutral field, head to head. So they may end up with a worse. I think they probably will end up with a worse record than last year. Probably not going to win 11 games again.
Right.
But they're a really solid team, and they're starting at number 3 in our Big Mountain Power rankings.
Well, I think you had Illinois above Indiana. I had Indiana above Illinois. It's for
really
me,
close.
it's kind
Those
of a
are
coin flip. Like, they're both right there,
and they play each other this year. So
so we're gonna know.
Yes.
And you know it's going to be fun next year. I think we'll include all of the PAC schools, which means we get to put Texas State into this sucker. A school that I followed a little closely.
I like it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, the new Mountain West schools will be added as well, NIU and UTEP. So, all right, let's get to the top 2. As everybody sees, somebody already shouted out. Jerry already said. First of all, happy anniversary, guys.
Yes.
Thank you, Jerry. And also, kind of what a shock. Steve has Penn State as number 1. And let's be just clear. This isn't just Steve. This is both of us.
Yep.
You had them as number 1. I had them as number 2. You had Ohio State. I had Ohio State as number 1 because that's what I do.
Yes.
And you're right. Until Penn State can beat Ohio State will always be number 1 for me, or at least ahead of Penn State.
Yes.
And you had Ohio State as like 4 or something like that.
Yes.
So which I get.
I think 3 behind.
3 or 4
behind Illinois, Penn State, Illinois.
So it wasn't like a 1-2 thing
Yes.
where they would be tied.
Yes.
You did have Ohio State down under Illinois.
Yes.
So it's a true ranking here, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And I again, coin flip for me. I had Ohio State as 1. I will until Penn State beats them. Mm-hmm. But preseason, coin flip it for me. I don't really care.
Yeah. So they're our top 2. I think they're everybody's top 2. Now, what I will say, if there's people out there that are just like, oh, Steve's just going to pick them because it's a homer pick or whatever. Well, this is the 3rd year we've picked these and done this.
Yep.
The last 2 years, I had Ohio State over Penn State. And this year, I think I'm looking at their schedules. I'm looking at their rosters for this year. And the biggest thing with Ohio State, and we've talked about this on other episodes, not only did they lose both their offensive and defensive coordinator, they lost their starting quarterback. They lost a lot on both lines. They're a super talented team. Like they're number 2 on our power rankings. They're starting off the season top 3 on all the national rankings. Some number 1, number 2, number 3, whatever, somewhere on there. They're a super talented team. The biggest thing for them, they named Julian Sayin the starting quarterback.
Yes,
that was a battle that went a lot longer than people thought, and the rumblings were that this guy hasn't won the job. So it makes me wonder. We're getting that close. Did he win the job, or was he given the job? Because he's the guy. I followed that battle pretty close. And we'll see about him. The jury is out. He does not have a lot of experience. I mean, he has no experience, basically, other than some mop-up work. So that'll be the big question for them is how quickly can he get up to speed and get this offense going again?
Do you know how many teams didn't name a starting quarterback until this past week? A lot.
And 100% of those teams have big quarterback questions coming
No,
into
I
this
disagree.
season.
No,
They
I
do.
don't.
They
No, I
do.
disagree.
They do.
No.
Notre Dame, CJ Carr, huge question marks.
No.
Though they do, because they couldn't even name a starting quarterback until a week before the season. That is a big deal. If you look at the history of college football, and especially the last few years, look at who won the national championship. Look who's been successful. Okay. It's teams that brought back starters who had experience. Last year, Will Howard, not the most talented guy in the world, but what did we say about him? He was coming in with like 40-something career starts under his belt, and even though he wasn't the most talented guy, he came in, he knew how to run that offense, he knew how to get a first down when they needed to get a first down, which he did against Penn State when they closed out the game. And we just don't know. Both Dante Moore with US or Oregon and with Julian Sayin at Ohio State. Those are big question marks.
All right. Well, you've got Penn State as 1. and you can talk about them if you want. But I'm getting itchy. I want to get to some picks.
I don't think we need to talk about them a lot, other than to say it looks like that they have followed the mold that both Michigan, without the cheating part, and Ohio State have followed the last couple years. Bring back a lot of their players, experienced players, and it looks like they're set up for it. We'll see how they do this year. But it looks like they're set up for a good run.
Yeah. Oh, they're set up. No doubt. I mean, they are set up as good as they've ever been. Can they take it across the goal line? That's my question.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see.
That's everybody's question.
Yep.
So, all right, let's get to our second poll. And this is, who would be your preseason Big Mountain number one? And I just took our top four. I mean, I'm sorry if you think it should be Boise or Oregon State, or I just took our top four. Who do you think should be the preseason Big Mountain number one? Illinois, Indiana, Ohio State, or Penn State? Get your votes in now. And I think we were upwards of 60 people watching, which is awesome. And I think it's about time we do another pick, or another giveaway.
Real quick, I want to.
Oh, you're good.
One last word on Ohio State.
Okay.
I think them being at number 2 is a testament to the talent they have and what Ryan Day is running that program.
Yes.
You had them as number 1, I think, overall. They end up number 2, and they're high in rankings, even with losing their starting quarterback, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Everyone they have an immense amount of talent, and people just have faith in that program.
Well, this is a must-be-present-to-win scenario. And this was, I believe, William Davis, was our Tarleton State.
Yes.
If I can find him up here. Oh, there
right
he is.
there.
Yes, from Tarleton State. William, if you're still in the chat, make sure you say hello and say, yes, you're still here. Because if you're not, I'm going to pull somebody else. I want to make sure we were able to, kind of give this stuff away. So let's give William just a few minutes. Not that I want William to be able to win.
Right.
But if not,
we'll get somebody
else. So William, just say hello. Make sure that we know you're still with us here in the chat. All right, so we did that. I got to stay on my script. Okay, the next thing, remember, 10% off our Big Mountain merch store. You can get that beautiful polo, this beautiful hat. This is the old store. You get one similar to this.
Yes.
And we're going to be giving a hat away later on. That'll be our last giveaway. Will be a Big Mountain hat from the new store. But 10% off today, tomorrow, Friday. Use the code TBM2. It's right there on the store. You can find the link to it anywhere in the description of all of our new videos. And I'll get it up on this one as well when we're done. And so just had to give that shout out again. I do want to give a shout out to Hard Rock and Trivia. He said he moved his son, who's going to be a freshman at Boise State this year, just moved him in, and then his daughter is going to the College of the Canyons. And they're twins.
Oh, very cool.
That's fantastic. Wow, maybe he has other younger children, or maybe he's going to be massively empty nesting. But I'm a twin too.
Yes.
I know what that's all about. I have a brother, not a sister, but that's fantastic. So Boise State and College of the Canyons.
But you and your twin went to college together.
We roomed together. We beat each other up.
They're going separating. This might be the first time in their lives since they were in the womb.
That's right.
That they're separated.
We like to talk about that, me and my twin.
Yes, yeah.
About being in the womb together.
Yes.
Okay, we're going way down a side path that we just don't want to go to. All right, get those votes in here in terms of who you think should be the preseason number one. William is here. William,
awesome.
Make sure, right there it is, thebigmountain3@gmail.com. Send us an email, say hello, I need your address, and you're going to get the pack of goodies, the koozie, the poker chip, and all of our wonderful, what do you call these?
Swag,
stickers,
yeah.
And because he's here, I will be at Tarleton State University for their homecoming game. William, I would love to say hello to you. I'm going to be taking some tours of the campus. I'll be at the game. I'm really anxious to check out the new EECU Center that just opened, and it looks phenomenal. And I'm going down to see the Texans.
I think you guys need to meet up and name a new Dweller Brew while you're there.
Okay. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
All right, we've done all of that. Let's get to, again, the reason we started the channel. picks, Steve.
Let's do
Picks.
it. I love it.
Let's close this poll because I'm going to have some polls here with the picks.
Okay.
So let's close the poll here. Let's see who everybody thinks. To me, it's going to be, okay, we got Penn State, the clear favorite.
Yep.
Almost 2/3 of the voters. Penn State should be number one. Ohio State there with 30%. And then, of course, Illinois and Indiana really not getting very many votes. So for those that voted, they agree with our power ranking.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I saw Carla in here, and she's a longtime viewer,
great supporter. Yes,
great supporter.
100%.
And honestly, there's no shot whatsoever on Ohio State. Like I said, putting them at number 2 is mostly just because of what they've lost. And honestly, I think it's kind of good for them that if they are getting any doubt, they're not really getting much doubt. They're still getting the benefit. But even if there's one little bit of doubt, maybe some of those Mountain West or maybe some of those Ohio State players that watch the Big Mountain, and that'll be enough to give them that motivation because they're still a great team, just loaded with talent.
Yep. So we got some new people in. We got Ann. We got Hugo. I'm getting you guys in the hat for possibly winning some swag here with the Big Mountain. We'll do another drawing in just a little bit. But Steve, drum roll, it's time for picks. First time we're picking games in 2025.
Love it.
I am freaking excited. Well, I was going to do a plug, but I'll do a plug just in a little bit. I'm going to let you go first.
Okay.
You're going to pick one because there's no Big Ten teams playing.
Correct.
But you did decide to make one pick here, so we're gonna start with you, and you're going to pick which game are you picking?
I'm picking Iowa State at Kansas State.
That's right.
Kansas State.
Timeout.
Ooh.
We need to do our Mount frickin' Rushmore.
Oh, see,
I looked at the. See, I'm ahead.
Yes.
If I would drink slower, holy crap, we almost jumped right over the Mount Rushmore.
Almost did.
We need another drum roll.
Yeah. So let's
What were you
explain
gonna say?
again. So
Okay, explain it.
We had last year's last year's Mount Rushmore, who was AD Classy, AD Dickey,
Yeah.
Rohan,
Yeah.
Doug, and cancer
McKenzie.
survivor
Yes.
David McKenzie.
Yes.
They're moving off the mountain and moving into our Big Mountain Hall of Fame along
Correct.
with Ashton Genty.
Correct.
Our first Big Mountain Player of the Year. And so this year we have a new Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
I'm really excited to see it.
I'm excited. So our producer's been working on this nonstop for a very, very long time.
Yes.
And here it is being unveiled tonight.
PWB's graphic design skills are on display.
He's crushing this. We've got, probably no surprise for at least one of them, but we have Commissioner Navarez joins the Mount Rushmore. We have A.D. Boggs, who has joined us on the Big Mountain twice now. She's Grand Canyon's University's AD. And then we have two more ADs. We've got our good friend, NIU AD Frazier there. And then on the far left, we have the San Jose State AD, who we met at Media Days, came on our live show there at Media Days. And he was awesome. Jeff Konya. I said it right that time. Jeff Konya, San Jose State. Again, going from left to right. A.D. Konya, A.D. Frazier, A.D. Boggs, Commissioner Navarez.
A.D. Konya, we had him on our show live from Vegas, from the Mountain West Media Days. Was our first live guest there, in-person live guest.
Yep.
So that was awesome. A.D. Frazier, we've had him on before talking about Northern Illinois and talking about how he helped create the Big Ten hockey conference, basically.
Correct.
When he was at Wisconsin. A.D. Boggs, we've had her on a couple times, really excited about Grand Canyon joining the Mountain West and playing basketball. I know some people maybe not so excited. They're filing lawsuits and things, but I'm excited. For me, I'm just a sports fan. I'm excited to see this year what the Mountain West Basketball League is going to be like, basketball conference, men's basketball specifically.
Yep.
Because it was already an awesome conference and getting them in a year early. And then Commissioner Gloria Navarez. I mean, what more can you say? We interviewed her twice, I think, this year. Once in person at Mountain West Media Days, and she totally impressed me with the way, especially her opening statement, and how she handled some tough questions in a tough situation with half the room is getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
And I thought she handled it with grace and class and answered the questions very intelligently, very professionally. So to me, I mean, these four, just a great second year or our second Mount Rushmore. We knocked it out of the park, I think.
Fantastic. We have two existing Mountain West ADs, one incoming Mountain West AD, and of course the commissioner. And yes, I'm seeing multiple comments about AD Boggs being first class. She's been so grateful to us. I've reached out to her several times. I have direct contact with her, which has been very, very kind of her to do. And she's always very gracious in giving us some time. And let me tell you, these ADs are super busy. They travel all over the place. You know, we've been working on getting AD Dickey back in. It's taken some time, but again, we'll have AD Dickey and AD Classy on with us tomorrow. We're going to be recording with them tomorrow. So look for a tandem, the first time ever. I told y'all 2025 was going to be amazing.
Yes.
A tandem AD discussion with me, Steve, AD Dickey, AD Classy for Boise and for Fresno. We'll get that out on Monday. And yes, it's been phenomenal. And AD Frazier's also been great. He gets right back to me when we need something. He's actually probably going to be on with us again here probably pretty soon. So yes. Anyway, all right. Let's go to we almost missed that. Now we're ready for picks.
Yes, now we're ready.
We almost screwed the pooch.
This is what we do.
All right. So now back to where you were. I want to give a shout out to some of our members. We've got Sergeant Moorhue here giving us the wonderful Mountain West symbol, as you can do if you're a member. Yep. And we have Tommy Gunn said hello as well.
Tommy Gunn.
So of course they're out in the Pacific time. So you know our 8:30 start is a whopping 5:30 out there for them. So all right, to our picks. Steve, you get to pick first. Iowa State and
at Kansas State.
Kansas
State 3.5-point favorites. They're the home team. I'm going with Iowa State, and I'm taking the points plus the 3.5.
Okay.
I think Iowa State. I trust their quarterback. Was it Rocco Becht? I think is his name.
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his name. But I just trust him more. I trust the experience that they have. Kansas State for me with Avery Johnson, they're just kind of up and down. And he can be hot and cold, up and down. I think Iowa State, a good team again this year. I think that they're going to get off the blocks, hot, fast start. I like them plus the points, and honestly, I would take them for people who like the money line. I would jump on that money line. I didn't even look to see what it is because I like them straight up, but I'm taking them plus the 3.5. Iowa State plus 3.5.
We sprinkle in money lines every so often, but we do pick the spreads here on the Big Mountain. So our first pick of the 25 football season is Iowa State. Out of a conference we don't follow.
Yes. I had to pick something.
I know you. I appreciate you doing that.
And I'm not
giving you a hard time. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And I was going to pick the Hawaii Stanford game, but I'm like, well, JY's already going to pick
I'm going to pick that. Yes.
I wanted to give you. I didn't want to stomp on your glory.
Well, whatever. Okay. So we're going to go to my picks.
Okay.
We're going to start with the 3 week 0 picks, and then I have 2 more week 1 picks that I'm going to give you tonight because I like the lines so much. We got to get on them.
That's what we do on the Big Mountain.
That's how we roll. So the first one is the Fresno State at Kansas game. Kansas, a team that can score points. They still have Daniels there as their quarterback. They gave fits to UNLV early on in their game last year until the defense woke up, which was typical for UNLV. They would make halftime changes like no other team, and they would shut everybody out. But man, I'll tell you what, Kansas was just running all over UNLV in the beginning part of that game. And, this is a Fresno State team, a lot of new faces, new coach, a lot of turnover. The skill positions here, the names that you're used to hearing, the Mikey Keens, the Sherrods, the receivers that they had there over the past couple of years, they're all gone at this point. They still have a good defense. I'm concerned about their skill positions. I know Kansas can put up points. Week 0 at home, I've got to take Kansas at minus 12.5. A fairly large spread, but they are at home, and I just trust Kansas to put up points here in this game. So I'm sorry for our Bulldog fans, and I'm sorry for our Mountain West fans, because I'm not taking a Mountain West team. I'm taking the Jayhawks.
I don't blame you at all. I like the Jayhawks by 2 touchdowns. And yeah, honestly, I think people have to be realistic with their expectations this year for Fresno. You know, it's a rebuild. It really is a rebuild, and I think, like I said, they need to temper their expectations. And I like the pick.
Yes, Moses is in the house. Good to have you here from Illinois. Moses, I'm getting you into the hat for a drawing later on. All right. Let's go to my next one. This is UNLV versus Idaho State. This is the game that got moved up into week 0. And for all of our UNLV fans, I know we've just had some people join us. Las Vegas Larry's been with us. We've got Tommy Gunn. We got Sergeant Morhew. Tomorrow, we will be dropping a UNLV preview with Tony Cordasco. It is a phenomenal preview. I can tell you, when I recorded it yesterday, I was so stoked for the season. I was so stoked for UNLV.
Yep.
I wanted to watch them play football that night. And I'm not going to give anything away, but I'm telling you, he's been at every practice this fall. He talks about the offense, the defense. I asked him to kind of compare and contrast last year's team with this year's team. He gives us his biggest strength, the biggest weakness, or not weakness, question mark. About a 30-minute convo, and I could have gone on and on, but I had a meeting I had to get to.
Dude, you texted me, I think, right when you were done recording, and you're like, football in 5 days, let's freaking go!
Yes. Tony was fantastic, and I can guarantee you, thank you, Tommy, he's a Vegas legend, been there for a while, covers everything. He runs, actually, the Golden Knights.
Oh, yeah.
What is it, Locked On Golden Knights or something like that? And I said, well, next time we have him on, we're going to have to talk hockey, because I'm a hockey guy, too, but...
we got an Ann Russell there. I don't know if you have Ann.
I have Ann in.
Okay.
I have Ann in.
And she's saying she wishes Iowa State would win that game. I think they will. I think you're going to be happy, Ann.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for the Tommy Gunn, for the Tony Cordasco being on here. And yeah, so, Bill is in the house. Good to have you, Bill. I got to get Bill's name in the hat as well, a.k.a. that college football guy. Bill, tell us where you're at right now. I'm going to guess he's in the Midwest.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Midwest.
Oh, he's in Maryland.
Oh, he's in Maryland. No, he's not too... Where, did I miss that, or did he just put it on? Oh, I must have missed it. Oh, sorry, Bill. Apparently, our producer's telling us that you already answered that, and I clearly wasn't paying attention.
Our producer's on the ball.
Which is typical.
And Bill, what can I say about Bill real quick?
Yes.
He's had a rough time with trucks and all that stuff.
Poor guy, man.
But the dude,
I would not do well.
The dude is still putting out good content. I love listening to his videos. And sometimes we disagree. Like, we might not even agree on the same point. Yes. But I love listening because it just feels like just hanging out with my buddy, talking college football. So that college football guy, Bill, search him out on X and on YouTube. He's got some good content. And right now is the best time of season to talk college football.
So Ann was talking about Idaho State.
Oh, Idaho State. Yeah. Sorry, Ann. Never mind.
And so let's get back to the picks. So Idaho State, UNLV. I got to take the Rebels at minus 26.5. I'm telling you, I think this offense is going to be able to run down people's throats. I don't want to give away too much with my conversation with Tony. I'm really high on this offense. I'm not quite as high on the defense, but I think they're going to put up plenty of points for UNLV to cover this spread at 26.5. You know, kind of Mullen's first game out in Vegas. I think they're gonna put up a ton of points. So
real quick, I don't know anything about your conversation with Tony yet. I have no details, so I can't spoil anything.
No.
But just want to reiterate, I'm so excited for seeing this Dan Mullen offense with these two quarterbacks.
Yes.
I mean, it takes me back to, and I have no love for the Florida Gators. Screw them, whatever. Okay. But that offense that year where it was Tim Tebow and Chris Leak together, and he was the offensive coordinator. He rotated them. He's done such a good job with quarterbacks, especially athletic quarterbacks. The dude, to me, and we talk about like Steve Sarkisian, we talk about Ryan Day, some Chip Kelly as like some of the best play callers. To me, Dan Mullen is maybe the best offensive play caller in the country. And I know he's the head coach, but I think he's going to have some packages that really utilize both of the quarterback skills. Alex Orji struggled at Michigan, struggled throwing the ball.
Yep.
But this dude in this UNLV offense, even if it's just packages, even if he's not the starter, just packages here and there, is going to mess some people up.
Well, I'm picking spreads. Tommy Gunn's giving us the score. He says it's going to be 52-14. That's what he says. Yeah. So I missed a poll. See, I've got my whole script and I missed it. I'm going to go back to Fresno. I want everyone to tell us how many wins is Fresno State going to have this season. So new poll. How many wins will Fresno State have this season? Will they have 10 or more, 8 to 9, or 7 or less? How many wins is Fresno State going to have this season? All right, let's move to my next pick. We've got the Hawaii versus Stanford game, the game you said you would have picked, but you knew I was picking, so thank you.
Yep.
And you can certainly chime in on this. I love this Hawaii team. I think their offense is going to be amazing. The Mountain West has been putting out the top 5 of different positions. They did the wide receivers today. Both Senecal and Ashlock are in the top 5. The 2 top receivers in Hawaii are in the top 5 of the Mountain West. I think rightfully so. They do have a young quarterback. He's going to make mistakes, but you saw what he can do against UNM last year. That's not going to be every game, but they return a lot of guys, a lot of players here. A very experienced team. Of course, Stanford's traveling to the islands here in week 0, a team you're not high on at all. I really expect good things from Hawaii. So I've got to take Hawaii minus 2.5 at home to beat Stanford easily by 3 points.
Yeah, for me, I think I love the pick. I think Stanford is probably maybe the worst P4 team. Like, they're right there, maybe with a Purdue. I don't know. I can't even think of anyone else. I think they're really going to struggle this year. Mm-hmm. Honestly, their roster and what they have, it looks like a D2 team, not even an FCS team.
Okay.
I really think, and I have a lot of respect, actually, for Stanford and the way they've tried to run their program.
Sure.
High academics. They had a coach leave. It's a rebuilding year.
Right.
Andrew Luck has come in and tried to rebuild the program. I have a lot of respect for Andrew Luck.
Right.
I think just this year, Stanford is going to be really, really bad. And I think Hawaii, I'm big on Hawaii this year, as I think you are. Yep. And I love their offense, their quarterback and wide receiver combination. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to score a lot of points. Mm-hmm. So this game, I love the pick, and I'm excited. I hope I get to catch some of this game.
I do too. I expect to. And so I'm going 2-1 for the Mountain West. Yep. Straight up, win 2, lose 1. And I think that'd be a nice starting week 0. Let's close the poll on Fresno State. Let's see where people think the Bulldogs are going to end up this year. We have 64% saying 7 or less. And that's not too surprising. 5%, which would be, I think, 1 vote, said 10 or more. I will eat crow if they win 10 games this year.
Yeah.
So now let's put up our next poll, because I just talked about Hawaii, and it's the same question with Hawaii. How many wins is Hawaii going to have this year? Same type of deal, 10 plus, 8 or 9, 7 or less for the Rainbows.
I got to think that we got to have some Bulldogs fans must be watching tonight and voting, or maybe just their fellow other teams are rooting for them, because, man, that's going to be tough to go 10 plus wins this year in a real rebuilding year.
Yeah, I think 8 or 9's pushing it. I'm when people saw my preview, I'm 7. Yeah. So, all right, let's go to, we got the other poll up. That's right, Hawaii. I got to make sure I'm on my notes. Okay, so those were the 3 week 0 games, right? Those were the 3 week 0 games. Now I'm going to week 1, and this is a Thursday night game. This is the UNLV at Sam Houston game. The line surprises me here. Mm-hmm. I think if they put up some points in week 1, which I think they can do, I think this line's going to move, which is why I'm giving you this line. I actually put it out on X earlier this week. I'm taking UNLV minus 12.5. This Sam Houston defense is very inexperienced. Yes, they had a good season. They had a great season last year. but they have lost a ton of talent, a ton of experience on defense. I just talked about the UNLV offense.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard for Sam Houston to stop UNLV from putting up points. And I think this line moves. I like it at 12.5. I think, and I know they're going to Texas. I'm not overly concerned about that, to be honest with you. So I'm taking, again, this is that Thursday night game in week 1, minus 12.5 UNLV.
I like it. I agree with you. It's going to move. I could see this definitely moving over the 2 touchdown, kind of that key mark.
Yeah.
So if you want to bet UNLV in this game, this might be your only chance to get it under that 2 touchdown mark. So I think it's a good early line.
And when I put this out on X, I think it was on Monday, I went, man, I hope this line doesn't change.
Yeah.
Which, it's a week 1 game, UNLV, Sam Houston, probably not. So it hasn't changed. I think it is going to change as we get past this weekend. So I really like that pick. And then I have to do. All right, so let's close the Hawaii poll. Now I'm doing too much.
Boom, boom, boom.
So let's close the Hawaii
Bing,
poll.
bang, boom.
We'll see what everybody says for Hawaii. See if they get a little bit more love than what the Bulldogs got. So we've got 7 or less at 70%. Wow. 8 or 9 wins is 29%, and nobody going for 10 or more. Not surprised that we're not going to have 10 more. I'm a little surprised that maybe we didn't have a couple more votes for the 8 to 9 wins.
Yeah.
But they're right there in that 7-8 win. So I get that. That's a little bit of a hard pick there. Last poll is UNLV. Got to do it. How many wins is UNLV going to have in this season? Same type of deal. 10 plus, 8 or 9, 7 or less. I have a funny feeling this poll might be spread out just a little bit more than those last 2, Steve.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Marco says you need a refill.
No, we're getting close to the end.
Okay.
I only got one more pick to go. And then we're going to give away our hat, and then we're going to call it a night. All right, so we got the UNLV poll up. Make sure you give that a vote. And my last one is, I think it's the Friday game. Okay. I believe it's a Friday night. Boise at USF. I'm going to pick this game right now. Boise at USF. I struggled with this a little bit. I think this is a hard out of the gate for Boise. But I like Boise, and it's under that touchdown, so I'm going to pick Boise at minus 6.5 to beat USF by at least a touchdown. And so that's my pick on that Friday. Again, this is week 1, Friday, August 29th, Boise, minus 6.5. I think they want to come out and show that, hey, we weren't a one-hit wonder with Genty. I think they are going to have a more balanced offense. I still think they have a great defense. I think their secondary probably has improved. That was the area I was concerned about last year. So, yes, I know they're going across country down into Florida in a late August game. I get all that. They were in Georgia for, their first game last year. So, they're used to going south and playing in the heat. But I like Boise here. I think they go off and running. And I think they cover this spread of 6.5. And I like it now in case it moves. Again, we talk about that 7. Yep. I like it now to get them, at that under that touchdown.
Yep, I love it.
So that's it, Steve. We did some picks, man.
I'm excited. I can't wait to watch real football. Not that NFL professional babies crap. Real football, college football. Yeah.
You know what? I tried to watch a little NFL.
It's so boring.
Preseason, and it's so slow.
Yes.
So slow.
Yes.
And I know it's preseason, but oh my gracious.
Yeah.
The thing that irks me about college, though, on the big networks, which is why I like watching my Mountain West, they stretch those suckers to 4 hours. The commercials
especially
they
Fox.
put into
Fox is
it's disgusting.
Yeah.
But
that's why I watch the games in person at Penn State and Happy Valley.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's close that poll. We've got UNLV. I'm anxious to see what people are going to say here because I know we got some UNLV fans here. Let's see what.
Real quick.
Yep.
And you're trying to go to some games in person this year.
I will be. I'll be at the Wyoming-Akron game next Thursday. Mm-hmm. A week from tomorrow, I'm going to see live college football. Yep. First time I get to see the Wyoming Cowboys in person. So I'll get that. I talked about I'm going down to Tarleton State. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking about then, for the next weekend, going up to the border war.
I mean.
In Laramie. I mean, can I... and they don't play each other for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So like,
this is the time.
I tell you what, it's almost a perfect scenario for me. So yeah, we'll see. Definitely going to go to the Akron, Wyoming game. Definitely going to Tarleton State on the October 18th, and I'm most likely going to be at the Border War.
So JEH, and I saw him mention this on Twitter, that the UNLV game is not on TV. He made kind of a big deal about this on Twitter. I think he's trying to take shots or something. And I believe the UNLV game is on the Mountain West Network.
Yes, it's on the Mountain West Network. Yeah, for sure.
And anybody can watch that, right? Or do you have to have a subscription? How does that work?
Yeah. App. Pull it up on the app. You can watch it anywhere you're at, which actually is even easier because you don't have to be able to, you can't always get, FS1 or CBSSN or anything like that. So I think actually the Mountain West Network's awesome. If you don't mind watching it on a, device, which that's pretty much what I watch anything on anymore. So, all right. Last thing we wanted to ask, and then we're going to give away our hat or tell you. The Pack added Dallas Baptist today. Came out kind of later in the day. Baseball only. They play baseball currently in Conference USA. All their other sports are in a D2. I don't know what they're in D2. I don't know what the conference is, but so adding to their baseball ranks, and Dallas Baptist has a very good baseball team. As I said, they're D1 in baseball, D2 and everything else. Conference USA moving up to the Pac-12 gets them into that Dallas market. They're close to Texas State. At least there's one sport, and Texas State has closer proximity to. I don't think they're done. But yeah, that came out today. We got to make sure we bring that up.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's huge for the Pac-12. I mean, it's huge for them as a baseball conference. You have the Beavs, who are one of the top baseball programs in the country.
Yeah.
And there was questions when they were starting to rebuild the Pac. Would the Beavs still, would they want to maybe put their baseball team somewhere else and I think this just solidifies the Pac as a baseball conference and will give them some competition and all that. So good move for the Pac.
All right, producer, did I forget anything? Did we crush it? All right, here we go. One last time, if you're interested in any of our swag, 10% off. TBM2 is the code. You'll see it on the website there. Last one, we're gonna give away a hat, just like this, but it's gonna be blue. Because you had a blue shirt, and I'm like, well, I like the blue. So it's going to be this hat, but with blue instead of the gray.
Love it.
And again, you're going to have to give us send us an email so that we can send it to you. All right. We've got Matthew, hopefully I say it right, Muldoon. Matthew Muldoon. I know he was up here not too long ago. So Matthew, please just say hello in the chat so that we know that you're still with us. And the email address is thebigmountain3@gmail.com. So Matthew, you got a hat, and because I'm feeling frisky, we're going to give one more sticker pack away.
Love it.
Because that's what we do. All right, here it is. We've got, this is a guy that's been with us for a while. He often joins us, and I always say it wrong. I know he just talked. Here it is. Rumbling CDS. I already just say rumblings.
Yeah, rumblings.
But Rumbling CDS, we're going to get you a sticker pack too. Sticker pack, koozie, and poker chip. So Rumbling, make sure you send us there it is. Look at our freaking producer. Thebigmountain3@gmail.com. Make sure you send us an email. Rumbling, again, just say hello. I want to make sure I know you're here. And if Matthew's not, I'll pick again.
Yeah. So we got real football this weekend.
Yeah.
Bunch of Mountain West games.
Yeah.
For me, I'm excited about that Stanford-Hawaii game. I really am. I moved my daughter into college this year.
Oh yeah.
Third year, IUP, Indiana University of Pennsylvania. So I might not get to see all the games, but when I get back, I'm hoping to catch some of that Hawaii-Stanford game. I think that's a late night game, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's it might be 7 o'clock.
7, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, for a Hawaii game, it's not that late.
Not
but
10.
I think it is a 7 o'clock. Yeah. All right, so I have not seen Matthew, and so I picked again, and it's only right because this individual sent us some Beaver Believer shirts, so it's only right.
Oh yeah.
That JEH gets a Big Mountain hat. So JEH, make sure you send us an email. Although I may already have his address. I don't know.
So. Yeah,
JEH, help us out. Help me out. Send me another email if you haven't already. And give me your address. JEH gets our Big Mountain hat.
We have Han who joined the chat.
Yes.
And Han says, gotta thank you two for making me fall in love with the Mountain West Conference again. So that's nice.
Awesome. Very kind of you. And we, as I say, we do everything Mountain West and Big Ten.
Yes.
Say that all the time. So, hey, appreciate everybody that joined us here on the Big Mountain for this anniversary episode, 2 years in, and we're going to keep going. We've got big plans. Although, I'll tell you what, we've kind of crushed it. We've been to the Mountain West Media Days. We're bringing on ADs and commissioners. Going to be doing live games. We've been going on site. We took a UNLV tour. I took a Texas State tour. I'm not sure what else we can do, but I can guarantee you we're going to try.
So if you haven't seen it yet, go and watch our UNLV tour video. Awesome job by our producer putting that together. However, I have an idea for the next time we tour a school, okay? I think it's Kansas.
Okay.
They just opened their new facility, new stadium with practice facility and everything. Do you know what they did? How they shot their video?
I have no idea.
They used a drone.
Oh.
They flew around the stadium. They flew right in the front door of that mug, down the hallways.
Oh, I saw the beginning of that.
Yes, it was awesome. So
okay.
we need a drone by next year. we need a drone. We'll get the FAA license. Yeah, the TBM drone. We'll have our producer. He can figure out how to fly that thing and take some good video.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, Moses, yes, I have on the very bottom of my list potentially getting to DeKalb for the NIU San Diego State
Be cool
game. That is like, if it kind of works out at the end or like during that week, it's kind of a last minute thing. But Moses, I will make sure you know and others do as well if I'm able to make it out to DeKalb.
Well, Michael Pounce says 11 wins for the Dogs. I think he's talking about the Bulldogs.
I'm sure he is, yes.
And if you don't make it to DeKalb this year, there's going to be some opportunities coming up.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be, as I said to Skylar, who I did an NIU preview with, that will be my go-to spot for Mountain West games every year. So, Justin, look at you right here.
Justin, see, $20 for our drone. That's the first $20 in our drone fund.
All right. Second anniversary, wishes us many more to come. Love the content. Go Pokes, 100%. He's picking 29-14, Wyoming 29, Akron 14 per Cody Tucker. Wyoming needs to kick their ass. Here, totally agree to Justin and Cody. They have to kick their ass. I expect them to, and I'm excited to be able to watch it in person. And I'll be able to meet Cody, and I'll be able to meet Keith, who's had me on his radio show several times. It's going to be a big get-together when we get out there to Akron. Justin, thank you so much for doing that again. As JEH said, just hit that like button on your way out. We thank you guys so much. Had a lot of fun. And we just started picking 2025 college football. As you guys know, we'll do it for the whole season. Mountain West, Big Ten, maybe sprinkle in a couple other picks if we so choose. Are you picking Florida State?
Yeah, I'll be picking Florida State all their games. I may pick Clemson too. I think I may pick Clemson games. We'll see.
Well, that made Big Mama very, very happy if you're gonna do that. And so, hey guys, thank you guys so much. And again, we'll see you next time on the Big Mountain.